watching some of his favorite players of all time. Should be a special one. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, and there he is, the great Pat Summerall, set to do the honors. This should be a fun one. Underway here in Oakland. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the NFL superstars, and it is Josh Allen who leads them out at quarterback, the MVP of the National Football League in 2024. You know, Coach Madden always admired those field generals who could really do it all, and there might not be a more unstoppable quarterback in the league today than number 17 of the Bills.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. Allen.
And the legend's going to get there. He is taken down. That is Junior Seau, not known for his pass rushing skills. The Charger great gets in here for the sack. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on first and second down. And then on third down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. On the return, Hester. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7.
And it will be first and 10 as they take over. The legend set to go to work. It is Peyton Manning who leads him out at quarterback. Peyton spent 14 years as a Colt, 4 more as a Bronco. And the numbers, they speak for themselves. 14 times a Pro Bowler, better than 71,000 passing yards, 539 touchdown passes, and, of course, twice a Super Bowl champion. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
Now Manning. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Gonzalez. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Play action. Manning. In trouble, and he's taken down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Now the NFL superstars going to head out for drive number 2.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And they rattle off a big one. 53 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Now Allen.
The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And he's going to score. Touchdown, superstars.
George Kittle from 6 yards away. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. And the Legends head back out, and with him the great Jerry Rice, who of course had his biggest years across the bay from here in San Francisco in the 80s and 90s. Rice was always one of the hardest workers out there, a real tactician at the wide receiver position. Two qualities that Coach Madden always admired. Here's what Coach Madden had to say about all the things number 80 could do to beat you.
With Jerry Rice, you have to move him around. You can play him at flanker, you can play him at X, you can play him in the slot. You can even sneak him in the backfield once in a while.
That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the first down play.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
So now then the big loss sets up 2nd and 19. Throwing is Manning. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1.
We are through one. So happy to have you along. It's football. It's Oakland. And it's only on EA Sports. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The offense already on the field here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
First carry for the 5-time Pro Bowler, LaDainian Tomlinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw, it's Manning. Got a man, it's Randy Moss, complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
And we came into this one focused on Randy Moss, and now he has our full attention with his first grab of the game.
Well, he's one of only 2 players to go a whole season averaging over 100 yards receiving and average a touchdown per game as well. That's a pretty impressive stat.
It really is, especially when you consider that every defense he faced was prepared for him and was kicking coverages in his direction.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Back to the running game. It's Tomlinson. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
To throw is Manning. This ball nearly intercepted. A once-in-a-season chance for the big fella, but he couldn't corral it. 4th down, straight ahead.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
The NFL superstar is going to head back onto the field.
Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
They'll start out on the ground with Saquon Barkley. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now.
2 yards on the pick.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second down and 8. Throwing now is Allen. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. Still on his feet. And touchdown! Jamar Chase, 54 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Our home team, nothing.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Oh, he bowls over him. And a great move again. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Legends going back on offense. Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson in there at running back. And you think back to those Raider teams of the 70s. Coach Madden always loved to run the football, and he had some great running backs to rely on. But no one quite like LT, who he held in high regard. And here's what he had to say about the all-around abilities of the Charger great.
LaDainian Tomlinson is one of the best backs in the league. He has it all. I've watched him and I thought, I don't know if there's a guy that's better at running and catching and blocking and doing all the things you have to do to be a running back.
A gain of 15 yards. Complete to LaDainian Tomlinson. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now Manning. And that's going to be incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Manning to throw. That's caught. It's the NFL's all-time leading receiver, Jerry Rice. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Complete to Jerry Rice. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Tomlinson. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. But the Legends going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's 2nd and 7. Manning. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.